Hello and welcome back to another episode of Town of Salem. Our name is ASMR and we are the Sheriff. So, Sheriff is a rather weak claim. And as with many weak claims, I think you need to claim early if you want to have a chance of winning. A lot of people at low elos, they are very afraid to claim. They don't want to claim. Let's get this out of here. This is from a previous will. They don't want to claim and because they're worried that mafia will attack them. Don't worry about that, especially when you're a role that's difficult to confirm like Sheriff. You need to claim early. You need to grab that claim space early because otherwise you'll get pushed out of the list. People will say, this guy's the weakest claim, and they'll execute you or lynch you or whatever. So I claim that I am Sheriff. And then, just to show that I'm not Executioner, right, I'm going to say who I am going to be on the next night, right? I'm going to say I am Sheriff and I'm going on 1 tonight. What are the odds if I'm Executioner that 1 is my target, right? So we check out 1. Now this does open you up to the possibility that there are framers, right? But spies can help confirm whether or not the target was framed, right? And you can right away find a lot of stuff. So we go ahead and whisper to the jailer my results. I want to get my results out there quickly. And we wanted to start going down the list. So it looks like this guy's will was forged, unless some transporter comes out or something. This was bodyguard. Sure. This guy died last night, died to a veteran. We're checking this will again. This was Framer, who visited the wrong person. And then we have Coco, stabbed by a serial killer. Will next to their body. Coco the Ret, that's unfortunate. Retributionist is a super powerful role, so powerful that I try not to make any videos where they successfully get off a revive, because it's unfair, frankly. So Retributionist dies. I ask for spies to come out. Hobbs says, okay, wait, what? Mocha Frappacilu Disguiser? I mean, no, not really. Unlikely. Looks like they were forged. Dead Framer in the yard. William Hobbs says that they checked me. That's fine. Sheriff claims are always suspicious. It's good to be checked out by somebody. I don't usually do this style of play like William Hobbs is doing, but like a lot of sheriffs just go on other TI claims and try and get them confirmed. El Stomach claims Transporter, says that he swapped himself and the Framer. Interesting. William Hobbs is still talking some nonsense. I mean, it looked like a forge. Just because no Transporters come out and said that they swapped them. I ask Ubercrush for his role. I'm not sure why I'm asking Hobbs for his role. Hobbs has claimed Sheriff already. Ubercrush says Jailer knows my role. That's not a good answer. Yeah, and I want to know it too. We have none up because none claimed Jailer, but yeah. Is not Jailer, as it turns out. Ubercrush should be claiming to me. You could be Moth for all I know. I've claimed already. And you're saying you didn't follow that I had claimed? We're telling 3 that if he ever gets on the stand, he's getting guiltied. But we're going to ignore him for now. None says that he is Jester. It's a weird play for Jester. Jailer didn't fall for it. This was Serial Killer. Yeah, a lot of serial killers do this. They claim Jailer. This is why I don't jail fake Jailer claims night 1, because a lot of them are just serial killers trying to get out of the game really quick. A lot of people don't want to play serial killer. So, I'm not convinced that this guy is Transporter. Is a big part of it. Because he transported himself with a dead guy. But also, if he is transporter, he will swap himself and somebody else, and in that way, I can check somebody. So, if he is transporter, then we're going to be able to check somebody. If he isn't transporter, then we're going to see that he is suspicious, right? We win no matter what by checking the transporter again. So we go ahead and interrogate L's stomach. No evidence of wrongdoing. Target seems to be innocent. All right, so this guy is transporter. And whoever they swap themselves with is innocent. William Hobbs says Uber Crush suspicious. Interesting. I whisper L stomach that he was inno. Uber Crush says I was transed. Okay. Well, I confirm that L stomach is inno. So we know the transporter is real. Who did you transport? 1, post will. What did you trans? Me and 3. Okay. So Hobbs's results are wrong. Hobbs's results are very wrong. Yeah, but I found that 1 was inno, so we know that he's legit. I mean, I guess he could be Godfather pretending to be transporter, but it's much more likely that much more likely that Hobbs is the bad guy here. We're gonna vote up Hobbs. Yeah, I think Hobbs is fake personally, says Poth. I agree. The transporter does look suspicious because he swapped himself with a dead guy and then he swapped himself with a pretty suspicious looking guy, which is kind of what you're supposed to do as transporter when you're doing this sort of I swap myself with other people. You want to be swapping yourself with evil looking people every night. And I agree, Uber Crush looks kind of evil. But Hobbs, I mean, there's really no way for him to stand. The combination of my will and transporter's will means that he can't be right? Either there's some really big play going on where L Stomach is Godfather and Uber Crush is Mafia and L Stomach is pretending to be transporter. Unless there's like some very specific combination of things, it's just, Occam's razor. This guy's probably Executioner, which means 3 is probably his target. Also, we know that 3 is inno because I checked the transporter. Transporter swapped himself with 3, right? Mocha is not Disguiser. Mocha was forged, we're pretty sure. Yeah, so 3 didn't claim to me. 3 looked really suspicious. Transporter, in fact, swapped himself with 3. And a lot of people were convinced 3 was evil and didn't like the transporter claim as well, but good thing we checked out the transporter. We're going to go ahead and check out Gingerbread Man here because he abstained, plus he hasn't really said anything. We're just going down the list. Check him out. Get him out of here. Poth, if I'm following things correctly, is the jailer. So yeah, we're checking out 6. Target is suspicious. Yep, people who don't talk usually are. So there's really not too much to this game. It isn't really a good game, but I wanted to get an example of how I play Sheriff in the record, so to speak, right? William Phipps, the jailer. Poth, lookout. Okay. This guy should have asked for TPLO, I guess, but Gingerbread Man, suspicious. Poth says William Phipps visited by who? So 15 is Evil Boyo. Who is Moth, says who? You are, says Poth. 6 is as well. 15 is Mafioso, get 15. I mean, I don't know. I would rather get 6 because there's a chance that if we lynch 15, that 6 will be promoted to Godfather or something. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe I'm not doing the stuff right. But I basically just want to make sure that any Vigi claims have someone to prove themselves on, right? I'll lynch 15 too. The only real scenarios in which gingerbread becomes immune are where gingerbread was role blocked by somebody who isn't revealing and who was Godfather and is visiting mafia. But again, these are technicalities. I mean, it isn't even really that important that we have. It isn't even really that important that we have someone for Vigis to shoot, because we're pretty sure that. Yeah, someone says shoot Gingerbread Man if you want to confirm yourself. He can't be immune. It's not technically true. He could be immune, but it relies on Mafioso getting role blocked last night. Pot says, I'm watching you tonight. Sure. Seems fair. Someone asks, what is Giles? There's some who's on first sort of stuff going on here. I'm going to check out Giles tonight to confirm them. They haven't really been talking that much. The list is pretty small here, though. L Stomach is confirmed as transporter. Uber Crush is confirmed. One, because I checked them out. Yeah, see, so here's what we have happen here. Who was actually Godfather, which means potentially Gingerbread Man has been made immune. Right? Maybe he was roadblocked last night. We'll check out Giles Corey. I was attacked, but someone fought off my attacker. Yeah. We find Giles Inno. Someone says I'm confirmed vet. Yeah, I know. I wasn't saying I was going to check out you, someone. You asked a question about Giles Corey. Who's on first? First base. This is the problem with people who use these names. You got to be very careful in your language if you want to be clear. Giles Corey dies. Defending me. No is Mafioso, who was roadblocked previous night, apparently. Probably because they were jailed. I haven't read Jailer Will, but we know who the last evil is. It is 6. Noah's going to claim Vigi and bust his own guy. Not sure how well that was going to work. I mean, it's 6. I found him evil. Like, I found Gingerbread Man suspicious. So unless Transporter comes out and he says he swapped him or something. Poth is saying that 6 visited me last night. 6 is Random Mafia. He can visit. There's some confusion here because I think he's defending him, but he isn't actually. He's saying that 2 Mafia visited me last night. That's fine. So we're a little bit confused. I'm saying 6 is suspicious. Is he Forger? Yeah, he's probably Forger. I mean, we saw guys will get forged. Get 6. Get 6. The game gets cleaned up pretty quickly here. No kind of gets outed as Mafioso because he was jailed, right? This is, again, part of the reason why I didn't want to get Gingerbread Man. What if No had been roadblocked by an escort? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, me and Poth had some confusion here as to what each other were saying, but likewise, me and someone had some confusion because his name was someone, and I said Giles was someone who was going to check, so I don't know, whatever. People, here's an interesting point, though. So, Transporter looked suspicious because they ended up having sort of an unlucky series of transports. But I don't actually disagree with the play. A lot of people at high elo will say this is not how you're supposed to play Transporter, and I actually should find some Transporter games where I can illustrate sort of how I play Transporter. But I actually play it like El Stomach does it. El Estomach. Where I swap myself and someone else. It makes you harder to confirm, yet at the same time, you still are a fairly confirmable role. Like, I feel like you have to get pretty unlucky to get into a situation like El Estomach does, and nonetheless, like, we still could confirm him, right? There was no problem after he claimed transporter for me as sheriff to go on him, because if he isn't transporter, then I can find him guilty, and if he is transporter, then I can check somebody else. I'll check whoever he swapped himself with and confirm that they're innocent, right? So we can confirm that Uber Crushed is innocent because I went on the guy. I think his play is fine. But yeah, this episode is more or less just to highlight how I like to play sheriff, which is you claim literally day one, you say who you're visiting, you make all of your plays very transparent, you try and make yourself look as towny as possible, because I think the real challenge as sheriff is not to find evils. That's not what things are about. The challenge as sheriff is actually to confirm yourself as town. That is the first responsibility of all town members, is to get themselves confirmed as town. And for people who have roles that just inherently provide weak claims, that should be your first objective. You should be trying, under all circumstances, get yourself confirmed. It's not about finding evils and doing all this stuff. It's about making sure people don't think that you're evil. And I think a lot of people at low elo struggle with that. So there's sort of a look at how I play sheriff, my strategy when playing sheriff, and hope this helps people out. All right, see you guys next time.